This is QTV Nightly News coming to you live from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Jennifer Sonko. Thanks for joining us here at the main news headlines. Following his inaugural ceremony on Tuesday, Senegal's new president, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, has appointed Ousmane Sonko as his prime minister. We hear from a Gambian linguist, Sidia Jatta, on the Gambia's language in education policy, which involves the use of local languages in teaching literacy from early childhood development to grade 3. Food Safety and Quality Authority and the Plant Protection Service of the Department of Agriculture on Wednesday signed an MOU for coordination and collaboration in the inspection and certification of plant-based imports and exports. The Ministry of Health, through the Directorate of Public Health Services and partners, commenced a 5-day health protocol training for points of entry staff and stakeholders. Now, in international news, videos and pictures of a marriage ceremony of an alleged underage girl and an influential traditional priest in Ghana sparked an outcry among many Ghanaians. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. To stay with us. Thank you so much for joining us. This is QTV News and I am Jennifer Sonko. Senegal's new president, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, has appointed Ousmane Sonko as his prime minister. The move came a few hours after his inaugural ceremony. Lolem Camara has the rest of that story.
Having been sworn in as Senegal's fifth and youngest president ever, President Bassirou Diomaye Faye wasted no time in appointing his mentor and leader of their dissolved PASTEF party, Ousmane Sonko, as his prime minister. It was Sonko who handpicked him as his successor in the presidential race following his disqualification. And Sonko has also been a key figure in the formulation of policies and the direction of their campaign in the election. The appointment, therefore, did not come as a surprise to many observers. Speaking after his appointment, Prime Minister Sonko promised to prioritize economic reforms, reduce corruption, and improve job opportunities for the country's youth. As Prime Minister, Sonko will be tasked with implementing President Faye's declared agenda of national reconciliation, easing the cost of living crisis and fighting corruption, as well as restoring national sovereignty over key assets such as the oil, gas and fishing sectors. President Faye says Sonko's expertise and dedication make him the perfect candidate for the job. 44-year-old President Faye has never previously held an elected office, but many are hopeful that, with Sonko and others, he can form a team that can deliver a bright future for Senegal. For QTV News, Lolly M. Camara.
Wishing President Diomaye Faye and Ousmane Sonko a successful term. Now, in an exclusive interview with Sidia Jatta, a linguist, on the Gambia's language in education policy, which involves the use of local languages in teaching literacy and as a medium of instruction from early childhood development to grade 3, our reporter Lena Igwenyiba delves into the discourse challenging linguistic norms.
Learning the L1 first, it grounds you and makes you apt to learn everything else with ease. We want to bring back, in other words, to put it in one word, we want to humanize Gambian people.
Linguist Sidia Jatta's words resonate with the core principle of the Gambia's evidence-based language policy in education. This policy advocates for using the first language L1, also known as the mother tongue, as the primary language of instruction from early childhood development through grade 3. It then transitions to English from grade 4 onward. In the colonial and even post-colonial period, in the Gambia and many other colonized countries, it was not unusual for the banning of our languages, which were referred to as vernacular, on school premises. Reflecting on the Gambia's language policy history, Sidia Jatta emphasizes that this approach is not unprecedented.
When I went to school, I first learned in my own language, not in English. Because that was what UNESCO declared in 1953. That is the right of every child in the world to begin formal education in the mother tongue. Let's say in language 1, the language of the home. And then the experiment started with 3 schools in this country. That also went on for 2 years. It collapsed under the colonial system. Then it never came up until in the 80s.
Sidia Jatta points to other nations successfully utilizing local languages in education, urging Gambians to seize this opportunity to liberate themselves from linguistic slavery.
If you go to Rwanda, they are learning Swahili, only Swahili. If you go to Somalia, they have been learning Somali since 1974, from preschool up to university, the only language in the country. Are we ready to become ourselves? Because becoming ourselves is speaking the language we best know. The tool that we can manipulate anyhow in our quest to occupy a dignified place in this world. Only language that we can do with is our own languages.
Jatta further argues that the dominance of English has hindered Gambian development.
You are using a tool which is not apt for us to use for our development. How many people speak English in this country? An infinitesimal fraction of the population. In other words, over 80% of the population are not speakers of English. They don't even know what English is. And they are the people who are creating the wealth of this country. Parliament is operating in their name. But those who speak in Parliament speak a language which is alien to them. My representative, when he or she speaks, I don't understand what he or she says. Teaching our languages makes our homes harmonious, progressive, and development-oriented. A child goes to school, comes back, the mother and father are involved in his or her education because they speak the same language. They can help him or her to do his or her mathematics, whatever work that she has to do at home.
Despite English being the language of Parliament, courts, and official documentation, statistics show that less than 1% of Gambians spoke English as their first language in 2014. This reality underscores the urgent need to integrate local languages into education, promoting cultural preservation, improving learning outcomes, enhancing teacher-student communication, and instilling a sense of cultural pride and identity among students. Reporting for KTV News, I am Lena Igwenyiba.
Distinguished Gambian linguist and former National Assembly member Sidia Jatta has been awarded the 2024 African Heroes Award in Ohio, USA for his contributions to the Gambia's education system and political awareness. Mr. Jatta received his award at the African Heroes Award Night event at Ohio, organized by its African Students Union. We congratulate Mr. Jatta and we hope to interview him soon. Now, moving away from that, Food Safety and Quality Authority and the Plant Protection Service of the Department of Agriculture on Wednesday signed an MOU for coordination and collaboration in inspection and certification of plant-based imports and exports in the Gambia. Mumutu Gajaga has the rest of that story.
The signing ceremony shows collaboration of the Food Safety and Quality Authority with Planet Protection Service, with support from the Gambia Inclusive and Resilient Agriculture Value Chains Giraffe Project. Mahmoudou Ba, Director General of the Food Safety and Quality Authority, talks about the importance of their collaboration.
We have worked tirelessly to get this MOU drafted, scrutinized, edited, and finally consensus built and approved by the various parties that are governing this MOU. It only strives to enhance the safety of the plants, which is, in terms of plant health, but entirely the sanitary and phytosanitary situation of this country that we as the Food Safety Authority want to really regulate and take charge of and improve and get rid of the obstacles that are holding us back in terms of food safety, but also in terms of trade.
A recent diagnostic of the Gambia sanitary, phytosanitary, and food safety control systems shows that despite the promulgation of various sectorial regulatory texts, there is still a need for more coordination and collaboration between the frontline institutions of the sector to enhance the delivery of food safety and plant and animal health and ultimately facilitate commercial agriculture. Musa M. Homer, Director General, Department of Agriculture, says food safety should be everyone's priority.
Nobody should be left behind when it comes to food because it is everybody's business. We literally don't have a choice other than come and cooperate or be a cooperating partner with the FSQA in this matter, because it is our business to make sure that we get a healthy, inclusive, resilient, and a sustainable food system. We are gathered here today, this morning, to finally put signatures to this MOU so that the implementation can start. It will be looking at food safety, plant protection, inspection, and certification of food and plant-related products and byproducts.
The development objective of the Inclusive and Resilient Agriculture Value Chain Development Project for the Gambia is to promote the development of inclusive, resilient, and competitive agricultural value chains, focusing on smallholder farmers and agri-businesses in project target areas. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
From that story by Mamadou Gajaga, we will now go for a short commercial break, and when we return we have some local and international news stories. To stay with us.
The Gambia is proud to host the 15th OIC Summit on the 4th and 5th May 2024. The second largest gathering of world leaders, kings, presidents, rulers, prime ministers, along with delegates from 57 member countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation will gather in our beloved nation for this historic event. The theme of the summit is enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development. It's a platform to foster cooperation, promote peace and drive sustainable development across the Ummah and the world at large. We call on all Gambians to unite and support the government as it strives to host a memorable and successful event. Let's showcase our hospitality, culture, and the beauty of the Gambia to the world. Join us in making history. Let's stand together, united as one, to ensure the 15th OIC Summit in the Gambia is an event to remember. Together, we can make a difference.
Are you thinking of finishing your house or embarking on a new project and searching for quality, affordable cement? Look no further than Salam Cement, proudly Gambian owned and the first ever cement manufacturing company in the Gambia. With 100% European technology and processes, we bring you quality that's unmatched. From raw materials to final bagging, every step is done right here in the Gambia. And now, in the spirit of Ramadan, get our 32.5-hour cement for just $330 and our 42.5-hour cement for just $370. No more hassle of importing cement because we've got you covered with affordable quality cement made right here in the Gambia. All of these meeting European standard EN 1971. We are located at Mile 5 Denton Bridge, Banjo. For more information, call us at 338-4466, 338-8112 or 797-0866. Ramadan Mubarak.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I am Jennifer Sonko. Now, the Ministry of Health, through the Directorate of Public Health Services and Partners, commenced a 5-day health protocol training for points of entry staff and stakeholders. Lolem Kamara has the rest of that story.
This training is organized to build the capacity of points of entry staff and stakeholders on the implementation of International Health Regulations 2005. 60 participants are taking part in this training, comprising public health, food safety quality authority, immigration and customs officers, amongst others. Dr. Buba Manjang, the director of the Public Health Services, Ministry of Health, elaborates.
International training where at the end of the day, staff's knowledge and then skills on screening of ill travelers, suspected travelers will be improved. And also the intervention in terms of emergencies and also the disease conditions will be controlled right at the point of entry.
Dr. Manjang also highlighted some of the gaps identified prior to this training.
We conducted the joint external evaluation. It's a way of assessing countries' level of preparedness and response to emergencies and also pandemics. And then we noticed that in the area of, when you look at the area of points of entry, we need some materials, and some of those gaps are the one we're trying to correct now. We have support from WAHU. They are providing some tools in terms of computer, to be able to enhance our surveillance activities of our staffs at the points of entry, and also structurally some of the structures to make sure that staffs are properly housed and isolation centers are available. These are things that we're working on.
Sehu Jaju is a participant and the officer commanding the Jiboro border post in the West Coast region.
Jiboro border post, we have different agencies that are working together at the border, whereby it comes to immigration, customs, and the health services. So we are nominated to come here and participate for this training. We feel that this training is key, because if there is emergency or if there is any health issues, we feel that health alone cannot respond to this. So that's why other agencies are participated to know when there are health issues at the point of entries.
Dr. Isahat Usman, the technical advisor on cross-border surveillance for the ECOWAS region, West African Health Organization, WAHO, is optimistic that there will be a positive benefit from the training.
The next step is for the participants to share the acquired knowledge from this training. They are going to gain very much, but we know that it's not all the points of entry actors that are here today. So what we are preaching is that whatever they acquire from here should also be disseminated to other colleagues in their workplace so that the knowledge can go around.
The international health regulations were originally adopted in 1969 and revised in 2005 to become mandatory for all 196 WHO member states in 2007. This training is expected to equip the participants with the knowledge and skills to respond rapidly to disease threats at points of entry and gain knowledge in basic public health surveillance. For QTV News, Slowly M. Kamara.
The Domestic Workers' Rights Protection Association, the Gambia, a non-profit organization dedicated to defending and protecting the rights of domestic workers, conducted a 2-day training program on food processing and marketing to empower women in the informal sector. Lena E. Igwenyiba has the rest of that story.
These women, often engaged in street vending, domestic work and small-scale agriculture or manufacturing, were equipped with knowledge and skills to enhance the quality of their products, expand their market reach, and thereby increase their income. Buri Tunkara, president of ADAD Gambia, emphasized the crucial role women play in society, especially in small business, and the importance of empowering them through skills acquisition.
In many parts of the world, women constitute a significant portion of the informal sector, particularly in the Gambia. So therefore, it's very important we consider the women. But in this informal sector, you can see that women are often marginalized and they face a lot of challenges. And it's also significant for us to train the women through skill and market access. In that regard, they can overcome the challenges that they are going through.
Aliu Sow, the national coordinator of the National Coordinating Organization for Farmers Association in the Gambia, NACOFAG, highlighted the significance of the training and its potential impact, and calls on the government to support and empower domestic workers.
I say bravo to ADAD Gambia for championing this kind of an initiatives, and I indulge the authorities, the government of the Gambia, the Ministry of Women, Children and Social Welfare, Gender, to look into the plights and conditions of domestic workers. They are human beings, they are our sisters, they are our mothers, they are our brothers, and they also have a decision in their livelihood development.
Aja Nanding Jabi, representative of the Rice Farmers Association, and Susan Jiba, a resource person from Sue's Organic Products, spoke about the importance of food processing and the range of products the training would teach the women to make.
Musolu, ibe men karankanjang aben nafakan bake for the food processors.
Participating in the ABDAD training is extremely important for us. The training they offer is particularly beneficial for women, especially those involved in the food processing industry, which is a crucial skill for women, as it ensures that they do not sell unhealthy food.
I am so grateful to teach my fellow sisters how to make tomato paste, to minimize the importation of tomato paste as we are using it daily. And also, the second product that we'll be doing will be a local jumbo. So teaching my fellow women how to make jumbo will also change their life, especially us women that don't have the right and facing a lot of challenges at home.
Fatu Jame, one of the trainees, expressed how the training would significantly impact her life and called for support to start her own business afterward.
Andum ko ro fana nyini kan pour mol sem ma ko no because abe nyami mentangolong aning jimbo.
We are seeking support because we are being taught how to make tomato paste and seasoning. Gaining support is crucial for boosting the popularity of our business, especially considering the numerous advantages, such as utilizing tomatoes for both personal consumption and business purposes here in the Gambia.
The training, which includes practical sessions, aims to provide these women with lifelong skills. Added Gambia, which is present in 10 West African countries, including the Gambia, is committed to improving the living and working conditions of domestic workers and protecting them along their business journey. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Igwenyuba.
Brilliant initiative there. Now, in addition to their regular responsibilities throughout the year, women are expected to do household chores while observing their fast. Our regional correspondent Bakari Balde spoke to some women in the Lower River region about the significant role they play during Ramadan. Here is the report.
Women are caregivers, mothers, entrepreneurs and activists. In addition to their roles and responsibilities, they are even busier in the holy month of Ramadan. Despite this task, some of which are challenging, most of them said they get more reward from Allah during this month. Maria Macham, a teacher and housewife, tells us some of her activities and duties during the month of Ramadan.
I normally get up early to prepare zuhr for my family. Then from there, after eating and praying Fajr, we normally wash the basins and then we sweep the house, because Ramadan is not easy. If you don't plan your job or you don't plan it well, normally when the sun is hot, it is not easy for you to work.
Preparing food for the beginning, suhoor, and breaking the fast iftar is one of the major responsibilities for women during Ramadan. Mrs. Cham further explained.
When it's Ramadan, you see here is a family. We cook iftar, that is what we normally sunteo. Then after that, you cook, like here we will cook some porridge and we will also cook some other dishes that they will also give to the family to eat. And you will cook dinner. And then additionally, some other people will also cook suhoor, as I told you. Normally we will cook 4 dishes a day. And you will prepare some fresh meal like wonjo and other stuff, so that juice, because it's normally hot during the day.
Kajeru Sallah from Somasare Maudo highlights the high cost of basic commodities and other challenges she faces.
And the kakumbare watare awawa dumender masa soma sona aheb wachabanteri abido.
One cannot get cucumber for less than $30 or above. The oil is expensive too. And no matter how small your family is, $300 is not enough if you want a good shopping. We also have water shortage here. We fetch water from the well and it's labor demanding to pull the road.
Jamilati Jallo and Fatmata Jallo, both housewives from Soma Pipeline, said rewards that a woman get in this month is numerous.
The reward is from Allah, not human, not anyone. If you try for your husband, God will help you and God will bless you also. God is going to really help you.
We should try to do what we can do in this Ramadan. Trying your best to do what you can do will earn you rewards.
Ramadan is the month in which the Holy Quran was sent down from heaven as a source of guidance and salvation for mankind. These women believe that by getting their priorities right, they will get enormous rewards and blessing from Allah. Bakari Balde, QTV News.
Well, thumbs up to all women out there. Thank you so much for the work that you do. Now, from that story, let's take a look at what is happening beyond our borders. Videos and pictures of a marriage ceremony of an alleged underage girl and an influential traditional priest in Ghana spread on social media last week, sparking an outcry among many Ghanaians. However, the country's chieftaincy and religious affairs minister has since come out to offer clarification on the issue. Jordan Jai has the rest of that story.
The images on social media saw the 63-year-old priest marrying Na Okromo, purportedly 12 years old, in a customary ceremony on Saturday. Civil society groups condemned the marriage and called for the arrest of the priest for violating the law. The legal minimum age to get married in Ghana is 18, according to the country's Children's Act, and a person found guilty of marrying a child could be jailed for at most 1 year or fined. The Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs Minister, Stephen Asamoah Bote, says the shrine in which the marriage took place has said the girl will continue her schooling until she is mature to decide to have sexual relations with the priest. And leaders of the community, to which both the girl and the priest belong, have condemned the public's opposition to the marriage, saying the criticism comes from a point of ignorance of their traditions. The country's police say it was working with the appropriate agencies, including the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, to get the needed support for the girl. According to the global campaigning NGO, Girls Not Brides, 19% of girls in the country are married before they reach 18, and 5% get married before their 15th birthday. Child marriage is fairly prevalent in West and Central Africa, with 6 of the world's 10 countries with the highest rates of child marriage, according to UNICEF data. Critics have called for the authorities to dissolve the marriage and investigate the priest. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai.
From that story by Julden Jai, we will now recap our main headlines. Following his inaugural ceremony on Tuesday, Senegal's new president, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, has appointed Ousmane Sonko as his prime minister. We heard from a Gambian linguist, Sidia Jatta, on the Gambia's language in education policy, which involves the use of local languages in teaching literacy from early childhood development to grade 3. Food Safety and Quality Authority and the Plant Protection Service of the Department of Agriculture on Wednesday signed an MOU for coordination and collaboration in the inspection and certification of plant-based imports and exports. The Ministry of Health, through the Directorate of Public Health Services and partners, commenced a 5-day health protocol training on Tuesday for points of entry staff and stakeholders. In international news, videos and pictures of a marriage ceremony of an alleged underage girl and an influential traditional priest in Ghana, the country's chieftaincy and religious affairs minister has since come out to offer clarification on the issue. Well, that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Join us tomorrow, same time for more news. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs.